And in between those two things happening, there's usually a lot of lobbying that happens by the beef and dairy industry and the corporate food industry. And so they sometimes will water down language. I don't think there's a lot of examples where they actually completely change the guidelines previously. It's more like the foods that they tell you to eat, they'll talk in our language that we speak, like foods. And then the foods they tell you not to eat, they'll change it to like nutrients that we don't really think about, right? So like eat less saturated fat instead of eat less meat, those types of things.
Okay.
So some of that can happen.
But then it's promoting foods that are high in saturated fat. So this is where like it puts a lot of focus on what to avoid, but not much clarity on what to prioritize, which is great because nothing helps people eat better than being stressed out about what you eat. You just end up standing over the sink stress eating because I'm not sure if I need a crookie. Like, you know,
Well, in these guidelines, the problem with these guidelines right now is that, as you say, meat is very present on the visual representation and in the lexicon and how we're talking about it. And when you look at the actual guidelines, they actually keep the recommendation to keep saturated fat less than 10%. And it's virtually impossible to eat most of your protein from animal meats and keep saturated fat less than 10%. So the visual representation is very confusing because it's very difficult, even as a nutrition professional, to devise a diet that actually follows all of those
That
standards.
confusion is intentional.
Yeah.
So
it's a misdirection almost.
So what is going on there? Why would they intentionally want to confuse people on that issue?
I mean, I can only hypothesize that it's because if you look at the scientific evidence, you look at global nutrition research, there's no scientific rationale for to recommend more saturated fat. The recommendation of less than 10% is globally recommended, and that's in line with scientific evidence.
Just to be clear, it's 10% of your calories?
10% of total calories. Mm-hmm. But they want to be promoting more meat, right? I mean, so some of the people leading our agencies have identified as carnivore people, and so that it's kind of an ideology. So it's ideology overriding scientific evidence, essentially, and they're clashing.
Maybe the strength of the lobby.
And the strength of the lobby.
Yeah.